Want to know how a boy from a tiny village in Gujarat turned Rs 500 into one of the world's largest empires? Picture this: Bombay's bustling streets, yarns of ambition, stock market frenzies, and the kind of risks that make you wonder if the man ever blinked. Today, we're diving into the phenomenal life of Dhirubhai Ambani, anchored in two revealing books: Against All Odds by A.G. Krishnamurthy and The Polyester Prince by Hamish McDonald. Stay with us, because this isn't just a story, it's a real-life business thriller.
Let's roll back to 1932. Chorwad, a sleepy seaside village in Gujarat. Dhirubhai Ambani was born to a schoolteacher's family. Money was tight, but the ambitions in young Dhirubhai's heart, way too big for Chorwad. His early gigs, selling chat and helping his father, shaped a street-smart kid who refused to settle for ordinary. In fact, Against All Odds tells of his determination even as a child, once refusing to budge when told his dreams were impossible. Little did anyone predict what was coming.
Cue the first plot twist. Teenage Dhirubhai heads to Aden, Yemen, one of the world's busiest trading outposts, seeking work. At Shell's bustling offices, he absorbed the ABCs of global business. Imagine a young man who, after a day's work, would quiz his bosses on contract clauses, trade deals, oil shipments, gathering insights like a sponge. It was in Aden that he saw money move, markets dance, and learnt that scale matters. And apparently he also learnt that yes boss wasn't always the best answer.
Fast forward. Armed with experience but light on cash, Dhirubhai returned to Mumbai. Story goes he had just Rs 500, a sum that would barely buy lunch today, but he walked in with unshakable confidence. Here's your first engagement prompt. Comment below. How old were you when you started your first business, or dreamt of one? Because Dhirubhai was still in his 20s. From trading imported yarn, to founding Reliance Commercial Corporation, he hustled. Mumbai's market crowd could spot him negotiating deals with a slight grin, and sometimes a wink.
Here's where the suspense kicks in. Mumbai's textile business, tightly guarded by old players, wasn't exactly welcoming. Dhirubhai, however, saw something others missed. Polyester yarn. Cheap, durable, perfect for Indian consumers. When others scoffed, he bet big. In The Polyester Prince, McDonald writes how Dhirubhai would say, "Impossible. What's that?" The first Reliance mill opened in Naroda, Gujarat in 1966, a modest launch that sent ripples through the industry. Success wasn't instant though. Rivals tried blocking him at every turn. Yet, as Against All Odds reveals, challenges fueled his adrenaline. If there was a wall, he found a door. If there was a door, he built his own wall. He made things happen on his terms. Polyester matched India's needs. Color fast, low cost, easy to care for. Market visuals, textile rolls, vibrant fabric, and the era-defining brands people recognized. He scaled fast. Production, distribution, and demand converged. It was as much about people as product. A gamble fueled by conviction, not just numbers. Success wasn't inevitable. There were quiet, uncertain hours, but every wall became a door. Every door a new plan. Would make a great t-shirt, right? He turned scoffs into market share. That modest mill in Naroda began to reshape an industry. Affordable products reached more homes than ever before. From one bold bet came momentum that investors noticed, fade through color to a bustling stock market floor.
Okay, let's unpack one of the wildest chapters: Dhirubhai's love affair with the stock market. In 1977, he listed Reliance shares, innovating in ways that startled veterans. He wasn't just raising money, he was building a shareholder family. By the 1990s, Reliance had millions of shareholders, meeting in stadiums. And the drama? Oh, plenty. At one AGM, the crowd was so massive you'd think Sachin Tendulkar was batting. Want to pause and reflect? Tell us your favorite Dhirubhai Ambani quote in the comments. Rumors swirled. Some said he could move the market with a phone call. Others whispered about his creative accounting. As per the Polyester prince, Ambani once quipped, "Nobody is a permanent friend, nobody is a permanent enemy. Everybody has his own self-interest." His candor both charmed and alarmed.
But here's the suspense. Not all was smooth sailing. Dhirubhai faced fierce rivals, media heat, and allegations of bending rules. Some stories from the Polyester prince read like business spy thrillers. Struggles with license permit quotas, oil fields, and political feuds. His approach? Relentless resilience. Every time the odds stacked against him, Dhirubhai seemed to ask, why not? In one notable moment when the government tried to restrict his imports, he fought back, once allegedly sending a truckload of paperwork to an official's office as proof of his case. Apparently, he liked making his point with interest.
When Dhirubhai Ambani passed away in 2002, business headlines mourned, an era had ended. When Dhirubhai Ambani passed away in 2002, business headlines mourned, an era had ended. Today, Reliance is a global giant, but his real legacy. Today, Reliance is a global giant, but his real legacy. The spirit to challenge, to dream with your eyes open, and to never let odds dictate your story. Against All Odds and the Polyester Prince both chronicle how Dhirubhai showed that sometimes it isn't just about money, it's about rewriting the rulebook itself. Viewer engagement. Drop a comment. What do you think is the biggest risk you've ever seen pay off? Was it in business? Was it in love? Or a board game with your cousin? His sons, Mukesh and Anil, carried the torch, expanding Reliance into telecom, energy, and retail. The story continues, but one thing's for sure. The legend of Dhirubhai Ambani isn't going anywhere.
And there you have it, Dhirubhai Ambani's story told through the lens of Against All Odds by A.G. Krishnamurthy and The Polyester Prince by Hamish McDonald. If you enjoyed this rags to riches roller coaster, smash that like button, share the video, and subscribe for more deep dives into business legends. And don't forget, comment below with your thoughts or favorite Dhirubhai moment. Who knows, maybe the next billion-dollar tycoon is watching. Thank you for tuning in, stay ambitious, and hey, dare to dream beyond the odds.